Welcome to your second mountain. This is episode 4. If you're listening in order, this one builds on the last, and you're exactly where you need to be. Welcome. In this video, we're exploring the third stage of the heroine's journey, initiation, also called alchemy. If descent was about naming the wounds, initiation is about entering the fire, facing our patterns, protectors, and exiles, and allowing transformation to begin. So what does this feel like? This stage can feel fiery, chaotic, even overwhelming at times. You may notice triggers flaring more often, old survival strategies rising stronger than ever, and parts of you in conflict. One protector saying, work harder, and another saying, shut it all down. This is, as my brother-in-law calls, an extinction burst, when your protectors notice that you're trying to change strategies. They often will react harder. Things get worse before they get better. And this can feel messy, but that's because real change is being stirred. So in initiation, the quadrants and wounds here, the protectors and exiles that live in these quadrants are the one-up protectors, the controllers, critics, rebels, and one-down protectors, pleasers, withdrawers, and self-blamers. Beneath them are the exiles carrying the abandonment, neglect, engulfment, guilt, or betrayal wounds. And this is where we realize I'm not just the protector. I have parts, and I have a self that can lead. The quadrants stop being cages and start being maps of our inner system. The work of this stage of initiation is alchemy. It's turning the pain into something that can be produced. It's meeting parts with curiosity. It's unblending from our protectors, holding our exiles with compassion, and allowing those old vows, secrets, and burdens to surface so that they can be released and that we can welcome in our gifts. This is really the heart of the healing journey, the sacred confrontation with what's been hidden. So how long does initiation last? It can be years, but it comes in waves. Think of it like multiple visits to the forge. Each round burns away a layer, unlocks a gift, and prepares you for the next. And while the extended process is years, I found that this stage can actually feel hopeful because you've turned a corner from the bottoming out. You realize things can be better. I can ask for help. Sometimes it's not until this point where you've exhausted all other options that you realize I have to ask for help. So in initiation, we meet our protectors and exiles head on. We begin the unburdening and unlocking process, and we allow the fire of transformation to alchemize our wounds into gifts. This phase doesn't have to take years. You can see relief as you build hope. That can take place within a number of months. Like the last stage, it's not easy, but it is sacred work. And this is where our survival begins to turn into sovereignty. Welcome. In this video, we're exploring the fourth stage of the heroine's journey, integration. If initiation was about fire and transformation, integration is about gathering the pieces and weaving them into a new whole. This stage often feels calmer, steadier, and more spacious than the stages before. You may notice greater self-awareness, catching patterns more quickly, a sense of compassion for yourself where there used to be judgment, and relationships that are beginning to shift as you set healthier boundaries. Integration feels like practicing your new voice and carrying it into daily life. It's also where, as you set a vision and begin to set into manifesting that, New possibilities open up, and you can enter into the expression of honoring those gifts. In integration, the quadrants don't disappear, but you begin to recognize them instantly. I'm in one up mode right now. I notice I'm collapsing into one down. Instead of being consumed, right, you're able to step back into center. Healthy esteem, not above, not below, and flexible boundaries, neither rigid nor collapsed. The wounds are still present, but they no longer define you. You're in the green more often than you are in the yellow or red. The wounds become teachers instead of dictators in this stage. So the work of integration is practice, holding self-energy more consistently, choosing aligned actions over old reflexes, and living from the gifts that you've uncovered in initiation. This is where healing shifts from inner confrontation to embodied rehearsal. It's about becoming fluent in your new way of being. So how long does integration last? It's really ongoing, often months, and it can be years worth of steady practice. But unlike the fiery initiation stage, integration feels more sustainable. Think of it like spring, new shoots coming up, slowly building into a new landscape. So in integration, you catch survival strategies quickly, you return to center with greater ease, and you begin to live from your gifts, not your wounds. This stage is about weaving, making your story whole again. Welcome. In this video, we're exploring the fifth and final stage of the heroine's journey, the return. If integration was about weaving your inner world back together, the return is about bringing those gifts out into the world. The return feels expansive, purposeful, and clear. You may notice a deep sense of alignment between your inner and outer life, the ability to hold both wounds and gifts without confusion, and a calling to share what you've learned through service, creativity, or presence. It doesn't mean life is perfect, but your foundation is steady and you lead with self. In the return, the quadrants don't vanish. They're still a part of you, but instead of living in them, you visit them with awareness. A flare of one up, you notice it and return to center. A collapse into one down, you catch it and reground. Your wounds, abandonment, neglect, engulfment, trust, engulf or shame, guilt or shame, become portals to compassion rather than prisons. They inform your wisdom instead of limiting your life. The work of the return is about embodied service, living your gifts out loud, sharing your story to guide or inspire others, or creating from authenticity rather than fear. This stage is also about joy, rediscovering pleasure, play, and creativity as natural expressions of your healed self. How long does return last? In some ways, it never ends. It's a lifelong practice of embodying your truth and letting it ripple outward. Think of summer, full bloom, harvest, generosity, and then eventually the cycle begins again anew, with new challenges, inviting new descents and new integrations. So in the return, you live from self more than from protectors. You share your gifts and story with others. You embody joy, service, and purpose. And the journey doesn't erase your wounds. It transforms them into wisdom. And that wisdom becomes the light you carry up your second mountain. If this episode resonated, you can download the companion worksheet in the show notes. This series is designed as a starting point, a way to begin understanding your patterns and your inner world. If you'd like more structure and support, you can continue inside the free hub. And if you're ready for deeper work, You can apply to join a small group coaching circle where we do this work in real time together. You can find everything at yoursecondmountain.com. I'll see you in the next episode.